Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up, find out how you could be celebrating on of people's favorite pastime activities.
Then we'll tell you why this weekend is great time to test your smoke alarms.
Also find out what day you should be marking down in your calendar that might affect how big your wallet is. All this and more today on FST News. I couldn't read it, no. Good morning. Today is Friday, March 9th, 2017. I'm Summer Reyes.
And I'm Wyatt English, this week's special guest and then state champion for wrestling.
Prom is coming up quicker than you realize. Tickets go on sale in less than a month, so start saving up because on April 6th and 7th, prom tickets are $40, then the week of the 17th through the 21st, they go up to $50 a ticket, and then the week later, prices go to $60. And lastly, tickets are $75 at the door on the night of prom for each ticket.
Speaking of prom, the official date is set for April 29th, so mark your calendars. It is a Great Gatsby themed and runs from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and at the Dragon Ridge Country Club inside McDonald Highlands.
If you're interested in learning a new talent or you already know how and want to show off, health science teacher David Satori is selling Rubik's Cubes in room 301 today for $5.
Student body officer elections are continuing today during lunch outside the cafeteria, or you can go online and vote on foothill.votingforschools.com. The username is your student ID and the password is your birthday. Example, month, day, year, year, year.
Congratulations to Foothill's Chamber Orchestra, who played at the District Orchestra Festival last night. Their amazing performance earned them superior ratings.
Hashtag trending. It's time for Twitter trends to get you caught up on everything the Twitterverse was talking about.
FST News' Adrian Groneman and Mark Meninas take us online.
Thank you, Wyatt. On Tuesday, it was National Pancake Day, and to celebrate, International House of Pancakes, or IHOP, gave away free short stacks of pancakes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So obviously, the millennial majority of Twitter users thought that was a huge deal. Tweets were stacked with especially designed pancakes, and on the flip side, full stacks of pancake jokes.
Switching gears from pancakes to candles now. On Wednesday, users tried to make hipster versions of Yankee candles. Tweets poked fun at the cliched stereotype hipster with the smells of indifference, mustache wax, and even maple buns. But then again, you've probably never heard of it.
Well, that's all for Twitter trends.
Make sure you follow us on FST News on Twitter and Instagram. We'll tweet you later.
Thanks, guys. Remember, you can always follow FST News on Twitter. We are at FST News. Tweet us stories if you want to see them on air. We're always looking for funny stories.
Coming up after the break, find out what event is happening here in our hometown with Henderson Happenings.
Good morning, everyone. For this week's Henderson Happenings event, you're going to need something green. Starting tomorrow is the 51st Annual Southern Nevada Sons and Daughters of Aaron St. Patrick's Day Festival. Also tomorrow is the parade. Starting at 10 a.m., you can enjoy live entertainment, a car show, carnival rides, games, food vendors, and of course the parade. While entry is free, some of the games, rides, and food will require purchase. All ages are encouraged to come out and enjoy the festivities. Plus, some members of FST News are announcing the parade, so come out and show some support. Play some games and enjoy the parade, which starts at 10 a.m. For more information on the event, you can go to fstnews.com and type Henderson Happenings into the search bar. Now over to Zoe and Kakoas with sports.
Sports starts now. What's up, Falcons? Starting off with baseball yesterday, there was their first day of their 3-day-long Bengal tournament. They took on Faith Lutheran here at the Hill and finished with a score of 6-5. Congrats on the win, boys.
Are you a lineman? Are you tough enough to stop the defense? Then you got a busy schedule tomorrow. Lineman intramurals start at 8 and end at 9 a.m. Then the quarterbacks will run in. Intramurals start at 9 and end at 10 a.m.
Our boys volleyball took on the Wildcats of Las Vegas High School last night, but it was a rough start to the season with varsity losing 0-3, freshmen lost 1-2, but JV came in with a win. The JV team beat Las Vegas 2-1.
Doesn't sound like a good start to the season, but hopefully the boys can push through and do better when they take on Rancho on Tuesday.
Catch us Monday for all the sports going on around the Hill.
Have a great weekend, and now back to Summer and Wyatt.
Thank you, Zoe, and I just want to start off by saying thank you for co-anchoring with me.
You're welcome.
And then also, so how did it feel winning state championships?
It was really satisfying, especially taking second both my freshman and sophomore year. To finally win as a junior, just undescribable feeling.
Now, it's really incredible that you did that. How was it with your dad, especially, because I know he's your coach?
It was awesome, especially with all the hard work we put in the last 11 years. He's been my coach ever since youth, and followed me up to high school. It was just an awesome feeling.
That's cool. And so, like, why do you think wrestling is so overlooked as a sport? I mean, you have basketball and you have football, and they're like so up here, but then wrestling isn't really looked at.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the whole contact thing. I mean, people don't really like the contact with other people. And also people don't like the singlets, but I don't mind them.
Singlets?
Yeah, I describe them kind of like leotards. Like, I guess that's the only way I can really describe them.
Now, wrestling's your whole life. Is that all you do, or do you do anything else?
Not much. I mean, I like to go to the gym, but other than that, I mean, wrestling is all I do.
All wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more story to read. Finally, today we wanted to remind you to check your clocks this weekend as Nevada participates in daylight savings times. Grammar note, it's saving, not no S. The old saying, spring ahead and fall back, should help you remember to set your clocks ahead.
That's right. We'll all lose an hour of sleep Sunday morning. Daylight saving time exists, so we have an extra hour of light at night. But the payoff is that we lose it in the morning. The toughest part of the day is for many of you. Many people say it's acquainted from the days when we were for farmers, but there are other consequences too.
According to the magazine, teenagers are vulnerable to daylight saving-induced sleep loss. In a 2015 study, the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine researchers found that teenagers lose more sleep after the time change. They suffer from sleepiness, delayed reaction time, and have a tough time focusing on any one topic for long periods of time.
Wow, that's interesting for our education away from school. Studies show that the number of fatal automobile accidents increased with teenagers days following the springtime time change. Combine that with texting and driving and distracted driving, and that is a much more serious situation.
Regardless, make sure that you set your clocks ahead 1 hour before bed on Sunday. Your cell phone and other smart devices will do it for you as long as you have the time zone set correctly. But if you have one of those wall clocks, you'll have to change it manually. As Las Vegas Fire and Rescue spokesman Tim Zimanski says daylight saving time is a great time to check your home smoke alarms. All systems have a battery backup that needs to be changed. If you ever been woken up by a smoke alarm, chirping at 2 a.m., then you know this well.
It's really easy to check to make sure they work. Press the test button on the smoke alarm to verify it's working to be the safest. Replace the batteries every time the time changes. Yes, you have to pay for batteries, but it's better than not having this alarm go off.
Fun but dangerous fact, did you know that a person sleeping cannot smell smoke?
That's all the news for you today. Thank you to FST News for letting me guest co-host this morning.
Make sure to follow us at FST News on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat to get updated on all the news happening around the Hill all the time. Have a great weekend.